at least let him wrap it up in one big final movie.
Just let him, and it will probably be 4 hours, 5 hours.
I'm with it.
We don't care, Glenn.
We don't care. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of A-Listers. My guest today is a YouTuber, content creator, and a fan of the best superhero ever, Superman.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Mr. ACS.
What's good, man? Hey, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Okay. What inspired you to get started and get involved in social media, specifically for comic books?
I had been on Twitter since like 2013, but like just wasn't really using it. I was using like Facebook, Instagram, or whatever until the Snyder Cut movement. And that's what, like, I think it was whenever Zack Snyder would drop something, like when he was in BVS was in production, the first place you could see it was on Twitter. So yeah, I started paying attention to it more and started following a bunch of different people. But yeah, that's mainly what got me into like if you're talking just straight social media, that's the main thing that brought me in was the Zack Snyder content he was dropping for BVS.
So what made you decide to start your show, The World's Finest? How did that come to be?
I've been on YouTube since 2017 is when I put my first video for my show, the ACS Universe. And it was, everything was pre-recorded. I didn't know anything about StreamYard, live streaming, or any of that stuff. And I did it like that until last year. But in the show, Meg was the first guest I ever had on my show. And that was 2 years ago almost. And so once, Zack Snyder announced Zack Snyder's Justice League was gonna get to finish his cut. And then once like Justice Con happened and things, I started meeting a lot of people that I didn't know even existed as far as YouTube goes, content creators. And I just started vibing with those people, man. And that's when I started live. I think my very first live stream for my show was the day before last year's Justice Con started. So that I had wanted to do another show and with like a co-host where it would, talk about maybe some edgier things. And and also I wanted to do a show with somebody that I knew was interested in the same things I was, and that had like the same taste as I do. And so her name kept popping in my mind. It's like, yo, I wonder if she'd be interested in co-hosting a show with me.
Yeah.
And so I asked her one day after we met, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. And so and that's how she came up with the name World's Finest. You know what I mean? Everybody saw the chemistry that was there. Yeah. So, and it's grew from there. And a few months ago, we added Joey as part of the show, Joey Marino, because he was a guest one episode, and we all clicked. We have the same type of taste in humor, and
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all three of us are just like we're like this.
Yeah, when you know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Superman myself.
Yes.
But what specifically has drawn you to the character of Superman?
Oh man, it's hard to like put it into words. I know that's the first one. Like when I was younger, obviously, I what I like to think is, and when I try to think back, it's just the colors probably took me to him. You know what I mean? The bright blue, red, yellow, and it's Superman. Dude can fly, which is fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's just got super strength with his fire. All of those things. And then once I got old enough to actually start reading some of the stuff, that even drew me in more. And he's just been that mainstay type of person. You know what I mean? And I always find myself just picking up old books and rereading them again.
Yeah.
Because like one of my favorite, Death of Superman.
Oh, that's my all-time favorite.
Yeah, that's
favorite.
Yeah, that's at the top for me. So,
do you think we will ever restore the Snyderverse?
I think so. I tend to err on the side of hope a lot. You know what I mean? And that's basically when you're talking about that. That's exactly what you're doing. You're just hoping that it's going to happen. And look, nobody thought that Zack Snyder's Justice League was
going to happen.
We believed it was, or else we wouldn't have fought for it, but we didn't think it would happen this soon. But just think about that in just itself.
Yeah.
Fans fought for something from a movie studio, and they actually got it. and it was better than we could ever have imagined. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so like,
yeah.
all things aside, we want to see it because we're fans and things like that. But like on the very like bottom level of it, there's a lot of money that can be made from restoring the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
I think they could see that from the, you know, the numbers they won't release for Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it's a hit. I mean, we all know it destroyed things. So
I mean, how it breaks streaming records everywhere but HBO Max. Give me a break.
Give me a break, dude. Yes, no. People are still watching it. They just we know.
And who doesn't want to see the League go against Darkseid?
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, that's just money like all day.
And we've only ever seen it in, you know, animated films and things of that nature. But like, as far as live action, dude, and it was laid out so perfectly in Zack Snyder's Justice League. At the end.
They face off, close.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
we need
what more can you ask for? You know what I mean? So that I think eventually, you'll never see me stop thinking, you know, stop giving. You never see me give up hope for that to happen.
Right. And I know when I spoke with Meg, I was like, even if they're not willing to give him 2 more movies, at least let him wrap it up in one big final movie.
Just let him, and it will probably be 4 hours, 5 hours.
I'm with it.
We don't care.
we don't care. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Yo, that's one of my favorite drops, dude.
So a little bit of a change, but still in the DC world. What are your thoughts of those initial photos we've seen from the set of the Flash's movie?
I think they look good. I like Sasha's Supergirl suit looks good. And I'm, you know, and I was talking about this. Is like for a lot of us, we're veterans in this age where social media exists, where like you're gonna see set photos. So like it still kind of bugs me a bit when people go nuts.
Judge so hard.
Yes. I'm like, dude, you do remember the first set photo we saw of this and it looked like trash, but guess what happened when the movie came out? So
lighting, framing, visual effects, everything.
Dude, yes, yeah. And so like I'm satisfied with them. People, you know, say that I'm gonna watch the movie. There's make no mistake about it. Is my excitement level as high as for Zack Snyder's Justice League? No, and there's reasons, Ray Fisher not being there and things of that nature. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, we know nothing about the behind the scenes as far as like maybe Andy Muschietti really fought to keep Ray Fisher, just couldn't. Maybe, you know, we don't know. So,
and I'm a fan of him as a director, so I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, I'm going to hate on this movie. I have high hopes for it that it could be something insane. Like it really could be, because it's changing directions, having more than one Batman in the same film.
During the original filming for the principal photographer for Justice League, when Zack was doing it, like he did some behind the back dealings. He made Superman's suit so that it could be changed in post to black when the studio didn't want it. So I think I just say this: I wouldn't be surprised if Andy is doing something.
To
Zach. Maybe, and is doing something like that. You can't, if you rush to judgment as far as saying, "Oh, this movie's gonna suck," just because. If you do that, you sometimes look like a fool because
I always say ever since Heath Ledger played the Joker, that is the definitive moment in my life where I've said I'm never going to judge until I see him on the screen, because me and everyone else, despite them wanting to deny it now, said that is a horrible casting choice. He's going to suck as the role, and he nailed it. So ever since then, I go, well, I'll wait and see what they do. And I got to ask you, so we can end this annoying debate. Throw out the comics, throw out the movies. Superman and Batman exist in our reality. Who's winning the fight? I mean, if it's a fight, it's a fight to the death. One has to come out on top.
Oh, it's Superman. I will go Superman. Fight to death. Yeah. Unless, dude, Batman just has tons of kryptonite.
I mean, look, this is how we say it. I get it. It is a cooler story to have the underdog, to have the human beat a god. But it ain't the realistic story, guys.
It's honestly, it's the way you just put it. When he pushes, when they first get face to face, He could easily have pushed him through 1,000 walls and killed him right there.
Yeah, I talk about like Superman could fly into the sky and just heat vision like an entire city gone.
And he's done. Yeah. Yes, like, yes. Yeah.
And then everyone likes to say, well, Superman's weakness is a rock, and I always respond with, so is Batman's if Superman throws it.
Yep.
So
that's a good one. Yeah,
save that one because you'll be in those debates. You are super into fitness. What kind of advice would you give somebody who's just starting out on trying to work out?
It depends on what your goal is, I guess. If you're trying to lose weight as opposed to, gain muscle or anything like that, I'd say a lot of cardio is involved in that. I would focus on cardio, a lot of ab work. Obviously diet, which my diet is bad, which is what I probably don't need to do as much cardio as I do, but I do a lot of it just because my diet is terrible. But I would say dieting and some cardio, man. And if once you start to lose the weight, then I think that's the best time to try to sculpt it. You know what I mean? To try to like gain muscle or whatever. And then that's when you can get in. You can Google and there's millions of workouts on there. Mine changes probably about every 2 to 3 months. I know every year, at least once a year, I do the Rock's workout that he did for Hercules, which is ridiculous.
Sick.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's either diet and rest. People really underestimate the rest part. It's the most important because if you go to the gym 7 days a week, you might be sore, but like if you're not giving your body enough time to recover, if you do the same thing the next week, you're not getting the production that you want because
I can even think back when I was in the Army in basic training specifically, we're working out and we're running everywhere. There's no resting period. I didn't, and I struggled towards the end of my basic training time with hitting the number of push-ups for our PT test because my muscles never got time to heal. It wasn't until I graduated basic and was going to my first unit, my muscles healed, and then I was killing it because I finally had time to let it really fully recover.
Yeah. What was your MOS?
I was a 31 Bravo. Were you in the Army?
Yes, dude. Yes, I was in the Army for 7 years, dude. I was a 13 Bravo, man.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that's great, man. Thank you for your service, man.
Thank you. I just learned something new about you.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Dude. I was in Oklahoma, Fort Sill for my AIT.
Oh, that's like literally 45 minutes from where I live.
Fort Sill.
Really? Yeah, it's literally right by me.
Yeah. I totally. That's why when you just started, you said that, I was like, yo, I can feel that 1,000%. Taking a PT test after you just. PT test on Thursday, but like group ability run on Tuesday.
Dead.
Done.
Do you have any hints or teasers on any upcoming projects or anything that you're working on right now?
Not really. My show just came back this past Friday. I took a break, which I would advise like if all content creators to do. People always, whenever I say it, sometimes they're like, like if you're worried about losing relevance, if you take a break, I would say you might not be relevant in the first place. Just because, like, if you have real fans, they're going to come back.
Absolutely,
and they did. So
absolutely,
I do it every so often.
So now we've made it to my favorite part of every episode. I have rapid fire questions that are going to come your way. Okay. Best DC movie.
Man of Steel.
Best Marvel movie.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Favorite movie.
For a long time, The Matrix was my favorite movie, dude.
Hey, I don't know what it was. Movie.
Yeah, I don't know why it was just. I love just how groundbreaking it was. I'll go Man of Steel because I do watch it pretty often.
Yeah. And now I know your favorite superhero. So who would be your least favorite superhero?
Least favorite?
Yeah.
Plastic Man.
There's a Plastic Man that's gonna dislike this video. That's gonna be like, no, he's the best. Who's winning? Fight to the death. Superman versus Thor.
Superman.
If you had to pick one person to add to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why?
Add my man Zack Snyder to Mount Rushmore.
If you had to pick one superpower, what would it be?
Flight.
Favorite non-superhero Zack Snyder movie?
Stuff. I'm gonna go 300.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
People who drive too slow.
What would you do on Mars for fun?
I'd get a bottle of Wheatley's vodka and I just party, man. No, you know what I'd do for fun? I'd live stream from Mars.
You'd be the first to do that?
Yes.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium.
What's the most annoying thing people do at the gym?
Oh, stay on a piece of equipment for way too long.
What's one of your favorite memories?
Oh, when my son was born. That's an easy one.
What is your biggest goal in life?
Yeah, to be successful at this, to be able to create content and not have to punch a clock somewhere.
Well, that was the last rapid fire. Nice. Of course, I will have everything for you linked down in the description below. But what is next for you, Mr. ACS?
Dude, Thursday, 4 Nerds. Every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. You can find me on 4 Nerds with Ryan and Dawson and Andre, Nicotina, if you know. So we do that every Thursday, and then Friday my show is at 8 p.m. And on Sunday, World's Finest.